Once again, happy new comic book day, comic book fans. Rich from Fanlight Zone back once again to give you another new comic book day review. This time, I'm talking about Speed Racer Tales from the Road #2 from our friends over at Mad Cave Studios. This is an anthology book, so there's actually 3 different stories in there. So I'm going to highlight all 3 of them here so you can kind of get a picture. The first one is called A Race Down Memory Lane. Writer on this is Richard Ashley Hamilton with art done by Pablo Andres. The second story we'll talk about is Dante Furno in The Price of Victory. Writer for that is Derek Acosta. Artist is Travis Heimel. And last but not least, the third story in this book is Fall, Rise, Repeat, with the writer being Joseph Sirachi and the art being done by Butch Mappa. Of course, with 3 stories, you have 3 different things. The first one up, A Race Down Memory Lane, takes you through Pop's Racer's life, giving you kind of a peek into him working on cars, meeting Mom Racer, and then, of course, having his children, going all the way through until, Rex dying in a crash. It's a very good piece. We're taking you in on a side story, and that's what this does really well. The Tales from the Road series is a really good way of them introducing backstory for some characters to let us know without having to take up a whole issue of the actual Speed Racer series. They do that very well here with Pop's Racer, really giving you insight into him and his racing. Dante Furno and The Price of Victory up next. That is just one of those stories where we find out, we already know Dante Furno is a terrible human being, and this is how much of a terrible human being he is. Willing to risk lives and take livelihoods just for his own gain, even if it's a small amount in the grand scheme of things. Just really paints him in a more evil light, just showing us exactly why Dante Furno is a terrible person. And last but not least, the final story, Fall, Rise, Repeat, tells the story of Piston Powers, a Formula X racer who was originally sponsored by Trixie, who now sponsors Speed Racer. Of course, he goes on strike because he's not happy about something, and she hires Speed. It kind of just goes through, like, this is kind of almost like what feels like a tease of a villain arc, maybe in the future, maybe for Piston Powers. We're going to find out, but I feel like this is here for that reason, so maybe we'll find out. He is going to join the Cat team and maybe take on Speed Racer in the future. We'll find out. Of course, once again, Speed Racer Tales from the Road #2 in the shops right now. Check it out. Really cool piece of work. If you're loving the Speed Racer series, this is for you. Definitely giving you backstory. And speaking of loving things, make sure you stop over to the fanlightzone.com because we have all of our written reviews up on the website right now. Check out what we think about the comic books that drop this week, January 21st of 2026. Make sure you check it out there. And once again, make sure you're following us on these social media so you get all these great video reviews, and head on over to the Fanlight Zone YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, smash that bell icon for notifications, and hit that thumbs up because we are trying to build a revolution here at fanlightzone.com, talking comic books and pop culture. Of course, until another review drops, I'm bidding you adieu. Later, comic fans.